This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches Amberlynn read. Woo! Responding to Zachary, Michael, and Meal Plan with me. I like this sweater. I hate that I like this sweater, but it is probably the only thing she owns that I like. Pardon me. I dared to eat eggs. Eggs! Alright. So what's going on is I got behind on the Amberlynn videos, so we're going to try to get caught up. But I saw this one. This one came out 30 minutes ago as of recording. Today is January the 17th. So what I wanted to do was react to this one. I do have the fourth part of the Q&A coming out, which is where the Zachary Michael moment happens. But I mean, I'm behind. So here we are. So buttons. So I want to react to this. I want to get this up because it's kind of relevant. But I am going to go back to I think there's 4 videos that she's put out since the new year started. And I want to react to all of those. But I think I'm going to try to do 2 per video because I want to get caught up. Anyway, just letting you guys know what the game plan is going forward. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs down button. I don't actually care. We are playing with Peppermint Crunch. Can you see that? Well, it's backwards, but Peppermint Bark Crunch from, yes, Momo Slimes. I was like, this is not my normal slime. I love this one. It smells like a Girl Scout cookie, and I love it so much. And also, it's got like little crunchy bits in it at the bottom, which is exactly what I'm going to need going forward. Woo! Otherwise, it's just like this white slime. I don't know. Like I've said before, I like Momo's. I like the fragrances of Momo slimes. They are A+. All right. All of that said, I am going to speed Amber up to time and a quarter. We've just come off, or I have just come off, doing a 4-part reaction to her questions, to her Q&A, where we were kind of comparing her to Robert Greene's 33 Strategies of War. As she is responding to Zachary Michael here, I don't know what she's saying. This is unfortunately a raw react, you guys. But because I'm not entirely sure exactly what she's going to say, I am going to treat this as a rebuttal to Zachary Michael, which means this still falls under the 33 laws or the 33 strategies. So we'll talk about that as we get into it, but here we are. Okay, since this video does continue the whole feud between Amberlynn and not Michael B. Petty, though I'm sure she would go after him if she could, Zachary Michael, I want to continue to apply the strategies of war because, again, this is a conflict and this is Amber trying to be smarter than the reaction channels. Is she succeeding? The world may never know. But I think it's good to, well, everybody seems to be enjoying it, and I am entertained by it. So I think we continue to apply the strategies of war here. I think it'll be fun. All right, so like I said, I've got her sped up. I've got notes. Where'd my notes go? I got notes.
Hello. Welcome to a new vlog. I'm pretty sure today is January 11th. Is it? Hold on. Let me go look.
Why does she do that? I don't know who started that. I need everyone to stop doing it. Like, literally everyone. There is no accent on this planet that does that. Stop.
Hot damn diggity. It is January 11th. How is it already the 11th? I personally don't know. Time?
Well, you see, the Earth revolves on an axis, and it takes about 30-ish days for the moon itself to move around. I don't know, just coming up with shit. But for that explanation to work, Amber has to believe A, that the moon is real, which she does not, and B, that the sun is the center of our universe, which I don't believe she does. I do believe she thinks the sun revolves around the Earth. So that's any explanation I can come up with is not going to make sense to her.
is going by so fast. But anyways, here in the good Oklahoma, it has been snowing and thankfully it did not snow today. It's still pretty cold, but we had some snow melt, which is a good thing.
How are you cold? Like, I'm not trying to be mean.
Okay, guys, it is time to meal plan. Yes, your girl said meal plan. So I'm just going to use the notes on my MacBook.
Did you guys know she had a MacBook? Can you see your MacBook? Did you know she had a MacBook? Has she mentioned she had a MacBook lately?
To do that. So I am on the semaglutide, and I'm telling you, like, it takes away like that like huge desire to order takeout. So I've been eating more at home. I'm not trying to be unrealistically healthy. I'm simply just like eating at home. Okay. So meal plan is going to go.
I know I just went on a tirade about making fun of people's accents in my my watch of Anna's podcast, and I stand by that. I really do. But I also caveated that with Amber doesn't have an accent. She just fakes it. And so she fakes it badly as well. Like, none of her accents sound natural. And that's why you'll hear me repeating the words that she's saying, because she speaks, her accents are the accents that she hears on television and movies and reality TV. So her accents are very fake. And it's just funny to me to hear her so desperately trying to sound, right now she's trying to sound like she's from Cali again. I guess she doesn't like the Michigan accent. I don't know. Maybe she didn't spend enough time there to absorb it. I don't know. But anyway, she's trying desperately to be a Cali girl again, which is where we're getting meal. What did she say? I didn't even say it the way she said it. Meal prepping, and what does she say? She's hungry all the time. This is not Amber's natural accent, right? I suspect Amber has a very neutral Midwestern accent, honestly, because a lot of you are like, you have an accent? Yes, I do, actually. This is the Midwest accent. It's like the most basic blah neutral accent out there. But I do get a lot of shit when I say sack. Apparently everyone thinks I'm saying socks. I am not. Those are two different words. One has an A, the other has an O. But yeah, I suspect Amber has a very like blah natural accent, but I will never hear it because she's desperate to be from California. I can't do it without that. Same thing with Oklahoma. You can't do it without going, oh, Oklahoma. Anyway.
As such, so I am grocery shopping tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday, so I'm simply just going to write down all the days of the week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so on and so forth. So then I can just go through.
Look, I know that she was just kind of like shortcutting it, but I'm not entirely convinced she knows what all the days of the week are. So there's that.
And decide that way. So what I'm going to be meal planning is simply like what planning. I want like my main meal to be that day, which is usually dinner. So
yeah, see, she floats back and forth between meal planning, and meal planning. So is it a meal or is it a meal? What did she call it? The entree. Yeah, her entree the other day. Anyway.
Sunday tomorrow, I won't have to plan for that, thankfully, because I am having a little mother-daughter moment. So we're going to get some dinner together. I'm just going to put out with mom. And then Monday, I'm craving tacos. I think I'm going to do tacos for Monday and Tuesday. I'm not usually like a leftover.
How dare you? Tuesday is a sacred taco day. We do not have Taco Mondays, Amber. It is Taco Tuesday or it is not. No, I'm kidding. I'm just totally kidding. Taco Tuesday does sound good though. I haven't had tacos in a hot minute. Maybe I'll get some inspiration here from Amber for my own meal planning that I need to do later on this week, probably on Monday, because it's Martin Luther King Day and it's just not a good day to drive. So here we are.
Girly, but some foods I can withstand the next day. So I definitely can withstand some like taco meat the next day. So
you're not withstanding anything, Amber. You are not being physically attacked by a force that you must then hold your own against. Whatever.
I'll be fine with that. I've also really been enjoying like soups. There's this like potato Mexican soup that I kind of made up.
Soup. She just like, where does this shit come from? She just like, she's all over the damn place. Right. So going back to the 33 strategies, the polarity strategy of creating a sense of urgency and desperation. very, very mildly, she did that here. You know, what day is it? Oh my God, it's the 11th. Ah, time's flying. Yeah, how's that work? You know, I don't understand revolutions around the sun, blah. So it's a benign thing, but it's her way of establishing that she is paying attention to the time, because she gets a lot of flack for filming out of order and posting out of order, which she does do, and there has been plenty of evidence to back that up. So I guess right now she's trying to prove that she doesn't. I think that also goes back to we were talking about accountability throughout the Q&A, where Amber is using the Q&A frequency to establish accountability. And I think no, guys, it's totally my time. These dates are totally, I don't have any reason to believe the dates are not correct, but it's just another way of her establishing accountability and credibility with the new people that she's attracting to her audience. Good luck, is all I have to say. We're not there yet, so.
So I'm definitely going to be doing that. Maybe I can show you guys a recipe, but I'm telling you, so good. And then Thursday, what do I want? Maybe Thursday.
This is why I have.
Say we can do like a rice type of soup type situation.
San
I have been really
Francisco
craving
treat.
soups and just like warm foods, comforting foods. So with both,
I don't like soup, honestly. Like, especially brothy soups. Not a broth soup. Like, I'm just not a soup person. But like a creamy soup or a chili, we can debate if chili is a soup or not. But yeah, brothy soups, not my thing. I know everyone cared about that.
to use either like ground turkey or beef. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the beef between those 2 days. And then Friday, I like to go to bingo with my mom. So I'm just going to put bingo so I won't really have to plan for that day, because usually we eat at bingo. Saturday is also really up in the air because I like to spend Saturdays with my mom. So I think for that day, I might just put spending it with mom.
So you spend your Fridays with mom, you spend your Saturdays with mom. Are you going to spend your Sundays with mom too?
We did not spend today together because, again, it's been cold and snowy. Like the other day, my mom couldn't even drive to work. So my stepdad had to drive her. Like, it's just been kind of like hectic over here in Oklahoma, but we're all safe.
Why are you acting like no one else on the planet gets snow? The snowstorms were so bad in certain parts of this side of the country that, like, literal cities were closing down. They closed down major interstate sections because they just couldn't keep up with it. Fortunately, I did not have that problem. I managed to escape all of that. And I will give Pennsylvania and Philadelphia this much. They don't F around with the snow. They get the treatment down on the road ASAP, and they start plowing as the snow is falling so that it doesn't accumulate to the point where it's impossible to move after it's fallen. Like, you know, fucking Virginia.
Safe and sound. So now that I have like my main meals planned, I want to just like make a store list of like, okay, what do I need for the tacos? What do I need for the soups and stuff like that? I haven't
They're called recipes.
snacking a lot on like chocolates and stuff. I need to find like a little bit better alternative. Like,
So is the semaglutide helping with the food noise, or is it pretty much the same as it's always been? And you're just snacking around the semaglutide.
girl, I love chocolate, but we need to like just be a little bit better. And then for my other meal, because obviously I'm not just having one meal.
See, she goes between meal and mill. Meal and mill. It's like every other time she says meal, and then every other time she says mill.
A day. I'm really craving bagels, so I'm gonna need bagels. I'm gonna do cream cheese, and I kind of want to do the whole
Not gonna lie, those pumpernickel bagels from New York, that was good.
you guys remember that thing I tried with the bacon and scallion? I kind of want to have that like on a bagel. Does that sound hectic? I don't know. So I'm gonna be able to have that for multiple days in a row.
You're gonna put cream cheese with bacon and scallions on a bagel? Wow, that is... Was it cream cheese? I'm not crazy, right? It was cream cheese. Anyway, whatever. It's been a minute. I can't honestly remember too much.
Row, actually, since there comes with like 6 bagels in one thing, so I'll be able to have that for 6 days, so that's gonna work out. But yeah, back to my chocolate alternative. What could I have instead on some days?
Nothing. You could just not snack. Or get yourself the deepest, darkest dark chocolate you can find. There's nothing wrong with having like a piece of chocolate. Like, I almost always crave chocolate after, especially a spicy meal. There's something about eating spicy food and then I crave chocolate immediately afterwards. But that doesn't mean I eat chocolate every time. So here we are with that. I don't know. Asking Amber not to snack is like asking the rain not to be wet.
You know what? I'm just gonna Google. What are some healthy-ish snacks?
Carob. Does anybody remember carob? Am I the only one? I don't remember why this happened, but like when I was little, my mother stopped using chocolate altogether. I don't know why. And we started using carob for everything that was chocolate. And I liked it. I like carob. I actually found some carob chips. It was a journey to find, but I found some carob powder and I found some carob chips. And I'm just like, I was asking people in the grocery stores. Like I even went to like the foo-foo grocery stores where they carry all the weird organic shit. And I was like, do you guys have carob? And they're like, what? Carrots? I'm like, no, carob. And they're like, no, I've never heard of it. I'm like, am I insane? But does anyone else remember carob?
Cottage cheese and fruit, nuts, fruit and yogurt, whole grain toast, fruit and veggie
That's true. You could actually eat, fruit.
smoothie, whole grain crackers.
Whole grain crackers as an alternative to chocolate. I feel like you're having really bad chocolate.
Peanut butter banana, pita and hummus. I want
Pita on hummus? Why is she getting savory suggestions for chocolate? Chocolate. I don't know. I'm getting my slime all over my hands. I need to stop.
something sweet. So I'm going to say, what are some healthier snacks that are sweet?
Like peanut butter and banana and fruit.
Chocolate chia pudding, trail mix. I do love trail mix. I can like make my own.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. Do please do that.
Chocolate covered bananas, frozen grapes. I do love a frozen grape.
Do you?
Apple and almond butter, a smoothie. See, that's like healthy.
I mean, isn't that what we're going for?
Trail mix does sound good, but again, I would probably just add like some chocolate, some nuts. Oh my gosh. I think I might do green apples and peanut butter. I love green apples and peanut butter because green apples are more sour compared to like regular red apples. Okay, so
that is true.
I meal planned. I'm excited. And then when I'm at the store, obviously, if I see some other things that I could have throughout the week, I'll just...
Nope. You already fucked up. You fucked up. Look, the whole point of a meal plan, like you were doing it. You were doing it. I will give you credit. You sat here and you went over the days you were going to be home for dinner and you thought about, I don't know if you thought about breakfast, but you definitely thought about at least 2 meals a day. Plus you were even like, what are going to be my snacks? I need some healthy alternatives to my snacks. I will give you credit for that. And then you said, and if I see anything at the store that looks like it might be good during the week, I'll pick that up too. Nope. No. You made me put my knee down. No. That's actually like the worst way to do it. If you're going to meal plan, and especially if you're trying to be strict, trust me, don't go to the store without a list and don't buy anything that isn't on your list.
I'll just get it there, but this is like the stuff I need. Oh, and I need some stuff for around the house as well. I need some more Sprite Zero. Also want more cherry.
You need Sprite Zero for around the house? What are you doing with the Sprite Zero?
Coke Zero. Oh my god, so good. I haven't had that in forever, I feel like. Pine Sol. Toilet paper.
Pine Sol.
Dish soap. I do need more of that. Also dish sponges.
You're not going to use that nasty black one that you left in the sink for 3 months? Come on. Where's your sense of adventure?
I think that's it. Okay, guys, so I have gone back and forth whether I wanted to speak on this.
Yeah, that collection is growing. Look at that. Got a black shoe. Got a gray naked lady. Got all of the tops of all of the Billie Eilish things. You got books you're never going to read. You got a picture of your smug face. Oh, there's that tarot deck you claimed that you were going to use. What tarot deck did she end up getting? I forgot. Anyway.
I have sat with my thoughts and my feelings regarding it. I didn't want to just like spew nonsense. I really wanted to sit with it.
I don't either. I like to set a table setting for my thoughts and my feelings. I like it. I like them to know that they are welcome to the dinner table. I'll set out a teacup for them. I mean, like, you're gonna brew a 6-cup pot anyway. You might as well have guests. I'm sorry for being a dick. Sorry.
I've decided I think I should speak on it because it is kind of heavy on.
Talk about it? You think you should talk about it? Where is this speak on it thing coming from? Is this another TikTok thing? There are reasons why I am okay with TikTok dying. This is one of them.
My mind, on my heart. So I've gotten a lot of
Heavy on your
support
chest?
and backlash regarding like what I said about Zachary Michael.
I seriously doubt you got support. I need to see in writing with the screen name in situ. I need to see these supports that you are getting for the absolute shit that you said to Zachary Michael. I need to see that in writing. Like, you know, it's hard to be self-righteous when your tail is in my face. You're really taking away from the impact of the moment. You don't even like eggs. Why are you eating my eggs? He doesn't like eggs. He hasn't liked eggs since he was like 9 months old. Why is he eating my eggs? Anyway.
There's a lot of people that think I should literally die and
I doubt that too. I need to see these as well.
fall off the face of the planet for what
I believe.
said about someone's mental health issues. And then there's the other side of people who are like, I applaud you for
Literally no one.
finally like sticking up for yourself.
No. No. She's even pulling her head back. No. She's got her Duper's Delight going on. The people behind her eyes are cheering her on. Those are the people she's thinking about. No.
For years and years of torment. So
Years and years of torment from Zachary Michael. Bitch, where?
I have received a lot of mixed feelings. And if you guys thought that I was not going to see the clip of someone actually like verbally abusing me, then y'all thought wrong.
The clip of Zachary Michael clapping back at you because you were a bitch? That's Zachary Michael verbally abusing you? I'm sorry, the clip of Zachary Michael standing up for himself after years of abuse? That's this. This is the. I'm assuming this is the clip. Let's go.
I did watch it. And I've also watched like another clip from Twitch, which I have never watched his Twitch before until I saw this clip. So I do feel like I need to speak up on this because it's kind of a lot.
Holy crap, you used the word correctly. You actually used the phrase correctly.
To be honest. And I really wish people would like separate like who the two people are.
The artist from the art.
And like biased opinions based around me and reaction channels. And look at it as like person A and person B.
I think I've stopped her so many times I might have lost the plot. So you want us to separate the fact that it's you and Zachary Michael, and you want us to just think of like random person A and random person B. No. That's not how this works. Not this time. This is, you walked up to Zachary Michael, poked him in the eye, stepped on his toes, and kicked him in the crotch. And so he turned around and smacked you silly. And now you're like, Zachary Michael was mean to me. No, bitch, you started it. This is like when my little girl cat walks up to her big brother and like smacks him across the face and then runs off real fast. And so he chases after her and catches her, and he outweighs her by 8 pounds. And so when he catches her, she starts screaming bloody murder. It's like, no, you started it. I'm sorry. I'm not coming to your rescue. And then she looks at me like, ugh. This is the exact same thing. Amber walked up to Zachary Michael, smacked him in the face, ran off, and Zachary gave chase, nailed her ass. And now she's like, ugh, Zachary Michael's so mean to me. No, he's not. You started this.
Regardless, even though I feel like I'm standing in front of a bunch of like people who want to see me fail and who don't really care about what I have to say.
I don't think I've ever wanted to see you fail. If anything, I'm mildly curious what would happen if you started to actually succeed. That would be way more interesting to me, especially from the outside, as an outside observer, just because like it would be really interesting to see how and if, the community would change around you and change their opinion of you, because you would be radically changing your online persona so much. But I don't think I have to worry about it anytime soon. So
I'm standing here and I'm using my voice because as a woman,
because you're silenced on the internet somehow. Girl, you have a platform of 243K subscribers. I'm not sure how, but you do. Okay? Granted, I think Zachary has like twice that. I don't actually know Zachary's numbers. Again, I don't actually watch Zachary Michael. I'm defending someone I don't watch very often. Like, I watch him through other people's reactions of him. So, yeah, no.
And as someone here on YouTube who has constantly had to just fight and fight and fight, I'm not going to stop now.
Wait, did she try to play the woman card too? Did I miss that? I'm sorry. I keep stopping her every 5 seconds. Let me let her play.
I'm standing in front of a bunch of like people who want to see me fail and who don't really care about what I have to say. I'm standing here and I'm using my voice because as a woman and as someone here on YouTube who has constantly had to just fight and fight and fight, I'm not going to stop now.
Okay. So, on top of everything else, you decided to throw down the woman card and the poor, pitiful woman am I on the internet card. Do I? Apparently I do need to remind you that Zachary Michael has stood up for you, bitch, every time something really creepy has happened, right? Excuse me. The people who were taking pictures of you in the laundromat, Zachary was like, that's not cool, don't do that, especially because it's weird for women in the world to begin with. What was the most recent one? Oh, he was totally in your defense when you were crying about the crumble cookie video being released as revenge porn, because, I mean, we can debate if it's porn or not. That's irrelevant to the conversation. The reality of it is revenge porn is used against women much more frequently than against men. And I do believe Zachary made that point when he was defending you. All right. So no, you do not get to come after Zachary Michael just because he happens to be male and you happen to be female. No, because it doesn't fly. Zachary has never, in my knowledge, I could be wrong, please correct me if I am, but Zachary has never, to my knowledge, attacked you specifically because you are a woman. I have seen him directly defend you because you are a woman. Okay? So, no. This is why people don't back you. Not only are you wrong because you started the fight, you started the fight out of fucking nowhere. Out of nowhere, you decided to pick on Zachary, right? And now you're trying to throw down these accusations, like you tend to do, against Zachary based on his perceived gender. We'll say perceived gender because I'm almost positive Zachary wants to be gender neutral, but I'm not 100% on that one. However, Zachary passes on the internet as male if you don't know his preferred pronouns, which is an important detail for everyone to understand. Amber is banking on that. Amber is banking on the fact that the people who don't know this part of her lore very well, she's banking on the fact that she's going to go, I'm a poor, pitiful little girl on the internet, and Zachary Michael's a big, bad man, and he's out there attacking me on the internet. Isn't that awful? That's exactly what she's doing here. And it's not the first time she's done this kind of shit. Not to Zachary. Well, maybe she's done it to Zachary before. But need I bring up the weird essay accusations against her father's friends? And then need I bring up the really creepy and unforgivable accusations against one of her exes, who has now transitioned who's now male, basically. And the reason that she has done these things is because she pulls the woman card and goes, I am a poor innocent woman on the internet, and these big bad men are totally attacking me. No, they are not. First off, your ex wants nothing to do with you, so why you started that can of worms, you went and opened that one on your own. And you're doing the exact same shit with Zachary, and you're trying to claim sexism against Zachary. I don't see this working. I really don't see this working. And frankly, I'm not going to let it work on my channel. So there. No. Onward.
I feel like I have a lot to say, but I really just want to like dwindle it down into like short form.
Go.
I said something about Zach saying that like his mental health issues is the reason why he can't upload. But then the minute that I upload, he has a reaction. That
Which is not true.
is the only thing I have ever said about Zachary Michael's mental health.
It doesn't matter if it's the first or the last thing you said. It is incorrect. It was a low blow, and it was just rude. Zachary Michael's mental health is so bad that he can't post until I post, and then suddenly he's able to post. He needs me. Zachary Michael is going through actual problems in his actual life that are actually impacting his actual ability to actually work. You just don't feel like it. And then you say, oh, my BPD. Oh, my depression. Oh, I stubbed my toe. Oh, my knee aches. Oh, Mercury is in retrograde. No. No. This is why no one likes you. Anyway, my point is, I need to let her finish.
And to be honest, the years and years that he has spent on his channel mocking me, being insensitive to any issue that I have.
I've just proven how that's not true, but whatever.
I mean, he can sit here and say that he stands up for me.
He does. And he gets flack for it every fucking time. Every fucking time.
For this and for that and for random things, but sure. That doesn't take away the fact that I have been mocked by him.
Okay, well, if it doesn't take away from the fact that Zachary Michael may have mocked you once upon a time in the history of his channel, then you making one shitty comment about his mental health is just as bad. So if you're going to hold him accountable for one thing that he said at some point on his channel, you must also be held accountable for this nasty ass attack that you launched on Zach over his mental health. That's how this works. If you're going to create these rules, they must apply to you as well.
That also includes my mental health.
He has never attacked your mental health that I am aware of. He has told you to go to therapy, which you need to go do.
Not even going to go to like the physical aspect of like making fun of the fact that it's hard for me in the past to like walk to a tree, or like every time he sees me walking in a video, literally you can see him subconsciously move his body in a waddling fashion.
I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hypnotic and it's hard not to. Also, Zach did at one point say something that was actually very body shamey. And I remember Zachary released a apology video about that where he walked it back in that he said this was not behavior that he really wanted to be portraying on the internet. He was sorry that he had done it. It was uncalled for, and that he shouldn't be going after Amber for her appearance because there's so many other things to worry about with Amber. Her appearance doesn't factor into it. So yes, there is, in my knowledge, at least one time where Zachary went a little too far, was called out by his audience. I think he even caught himself and made an apology video over it because he knew he had done wrong. It's just no. I don't know who this person is that you're creating this mental fight with, but it's not Zachary Michael. It's some amorphous blob that you've named Zachary Michael. Oh, it's a straw argument. You've created a straw man that you have named Zachary Michael and that you have firmly planted into your world, and you are now directing everyone's attention to Zachary Michael, the straw argument. And I don't know how well this is going to go over for you, honestly. You don't have that good of a standing with your audience for that to work. So this will be interesting to see how this plays out. All right, this is Guerrilla Warfare Strategy 1. Declare war on your enemy. Declare war on your enemy before they can declare war on you, because you, as the aggressor, get the surprise, right? And as I have said, Amber started this. She named Zachary Michael as her enemy, and she describes years and years of torment, and she's drawing the battlefield as a me versus him, and she's framing the situation as a fight for self-defense, establishing a mental war footing against the other reaction channels, specifically Zachary Michael. So she's trying. Again, this is a narrative thing. She's trying to get a hold of the narrative. She's trying to create a narrative. I am the victim. Look at me. Ignore the fact that I walked over to his house and put the flaming pile of poop on his doorstep. Yeah, maybe I did that, but I am the victim because he retaliated. That's not how this works. It's just not how this works. Especially since Zachary Michael's retaliation consisted of, how dare you call me out for my mental health when I have defended you every chance I've had? And also, what was it? Go to therapy. That was Zachary Michael's return. He may have called you a bitch a couple times, but frankly, it was deserved. So Zachary Michael's retaliation to you about you saying you own him, his mental health is just an excuse, he's using it just to get out of work, and the only time he posts videos is when you do because he's piggybacking off of your success. His retaliation to those accusations were, how dare you come after my mental health when I supported you in the past, and also go to therapy. He is so mean to you. My God. I cannot believe this is allowed to stand on the internet. Girl, stop.
Like, we're not even going to, like, include those things.
But we already have because you brought them up.
Multiple other things, like him joining in on AmberCon. Literally.
AmberCon was weird. I remember it happened and I purposely didn't watch it because I was like, this is weird. So that one, and I do believe that Zachary Michael said this was weird and he wouldn't participate in another one. So I think even Zachary Michael was like, yeah, I didn't like this, but I could be wrong about that one too. I personally thought it was weird. I know nothing else about it because it was like, we're going to have an AmberCon. And I'm like, why? That's strange. But anyway, here we are.
Hosted by one of the most fat-phobic people there is. But we're strictly going to go with
Michael B. Petty, who himself at the time was also overweight. Okay.
Like the mental health aspect, because that is the reason why he decided to literally verbally abuse me in front of everyone, and he's getting applauded for it.
So this is the counterattack strategy. Control the dynamic, turn the tables. Again, controlling the narrative. By saying things like, he is the one that has come up and said thousands of things, thousands and thousands and thousands of things about me in the past. And he is the one who has attacked me in the past. And now I am the one standing up for myself now. But he is the one who is getting praise for attacking me. Sure. It's turning the tables on his... it's turning the tables on him, and she's trying to seize the moral high ground by doing the whole, his remarks pale against against mine. Whatever I said was nowhere near as mean and bad and nasty as what he said back to me. Yeah, but you still started the fight. Yes, but what he said back to me was uncalled for. He told you to stop going after his mental health and to go get therapy. It was uncalled for. No. I'm sorry. No.
Listen, he says awful things about my mental health too.
No, he doesn't.
It might not be in the black and white way that I did it, but
So what does that tell you? Oh, wait.
I'm telling you, he does it frequently.
When? Is the insult in the room with us? Can you touch us, oh insult that Zachary has rained down upon Amber for the past 11 years about her mental health? Knocked 3 times. No. Sorry. Yeah, so this is a controlled chaos strategy. Avoid the snare of groupthink and create your own rules. She is trying to... She's trying to say that reaction channels create false timelines, lumping us all together because now Zachary Michael will become all reaction channels are Zachary Michael, and Zachary Michael is all reaction channels. I am actually Zachary Michael wearing a wig. I don't know if you know that, but that's the whole point of this, is because she can now make Zachary Michael the scapegoat. And Remember how I talk about how Amber's like got the parasocial relationship with her audience and that she views the camera as the eye of the audience. And so when she's addressing the camera, she's actually addressing the audience. But in her head, the audience is not actually individual people's. The audience is actually a entity itself. It is its own entity, and it is represented in the real world for her by the camera. That's the same thing she's doing with Zachary Michael. She's making Zachary Michael the real world representation of the entity that is reaction channels. We're not individual channels. We are all one entity. And Zachary Michael in this instance has become the real world representation of reaction channels. And that way she doesn't have to go after individual channels because that's not working out for her very well. But she can continue her conflict with Zachary Michael, and in some way in her head that makes it easier. But again, go back to where I'm saying she's creating a straw argument that she's calling Zachary Michael, and it's not actually Zachary Michael, right? Zachary Michael is another thing entirely that Amber cannot get near. So she's creating a straw argument of Zachary Michael over here that she can handle and she can argue against, right? That's the whole point of a straw argument. She's creating her own version of the events, and she is trying to accuse anyone who doesn't agree with her version of the events. She's accusing them of groupthink and that they are being led to think this way by the great and evil reaction groups. Again, all represented by Zachary Michael in this instance. Not always, just in this instance. This takes a lot out of me. Whew. Let's go.
So this might be like a very small example, but it's a recent example that is like an ongoing example. I have massive anxiety when it comes to like public speaking in person. So bingo, for instance, when I get
that's not public speaking, but okay.
a bingo, yelling bingo out loud gives me so much paralyzing anxiety that I literally can't do it. That is.
But yet random strangers walking up to you and going, "Oh my God, are you Amberlynn Reed? I watch you all the time. Can I touch you and take a picture of you?" That doesn't give you anxiety? But yelling bingo in a crowded bingo hall does? It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. Maybe she's right. Maybe it does work that way, but it's a weird thing.
That is a mental illness. Anxiety is a mental illness. That is something that I am suffering with. And he constantly makes fun of that. It's something that I'm embarrassed about. I'm ashamed about. Like,
then why do you bring it up? There are lots of things that I am anxious about because I also have anxiety. But there are things that I am embarrassed by that I don't want people knowing about, so I don't bring them up. I know it's a crazy idea, but
I wish that I could yell bingo like a normal person, because to normal people, it's easy to do. For me, it's super hard. So in a recent vlog, I was like, you guys, I yelled bingo. Like, I'm so proud of myself because like I conquered that anxiety. He made fun of me.
I made fun of you. What's your point?
He made fun of my mental illness.
No, he didn't. He made fun of you for being a child, but whatever.
So another recent thing when it comes to my mental health is I expressed at length at the whole feederism topic and calling my girlfriend a feeder.
Your girlfriend is a feeder.
And saying that I'm a feedie.
You are a feedie.
That I'm actively involved in that sort of relationship.
I have said for a year and a half now that you are a self-feeder and you are your own feedee, and that you like to eye-bang the hell out of yourself while you shove food into your mouth. Tommy is just a new extension for you into this exciting world of feederism. Your girlfriend is a feeder. There's plenty of evidence on that. We're not accusing her of anything. We have evidence. You, on the other hand, are determined to continue to say that she is not a feeder and you are not a feedie. Little Miss, I gained 47 pounds in 3 months. 2.5 months. Okay, not a feeder.
Has been detrimental to not only my mental health, but to Tommy's as well. He knows this, and he continues in every single reaction. Says emotional support feeder, and he says anytime that I'm eating, it's for Tommy. Anytime that I'm showing my body, it's for Tommy.
So you're saying it's not? Then why are you doing it? Emotional support feeder is pretty funny, because that's exactly what she is. She is a feeder, and currently she's your emotional support person because that's how you view relationships. You view whoever you're dating as being the one who is responsible for all of the things about you, including your mental health and your emotional health. So yes, him calling Tommy your emotional support feeder, though funny, is also very accurate, right? You yourself have even said, I lose myself in my partner. My partner becomes my everything. I expect my partner to be there for me. Yeah, I don't like to be alone. My partner needs to be with me at all times, yada, 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 yada. That is telling everyone that you put your emotional well-being onto your partner, right? So I don't know why people want to date you, but apparently there's something there. And yeah, so that would be emotional support, right? And your girlfriend's a feeder. So calling her an emotional support feeder, where's the lie? It's funny, but where's the lie? And just because now I know it annoys the crap out of you and you annoy the crap out of me, I'm going to keep saying it.
He's continuing on a storyline that I wish would literally stop.
It's not going to stop while you're dating a feeder.
I wish it would stop for more than one reason. I wish it would stop because it's not true.
It's very true.
And I wish it would stop because it's detrimental to Tommy's mental health and to my own.
I don't know enough about Tommy, and we don't see enough of Tommy to really know one way or the other what's really even going on inside Tommy's head. Tommy is very... The few times that we've had extended periods of video with Tommy, she is very blank. She's one of the most blank people I've seen, and it's interesting to me because it's interesting to me. Let me just put it that way. So that's how we as an audience could gauge if something was or was not affecting Tommy one way or the other. We will never know, right? Tommy's kind of like you. Tommy likes to manipulate the people around her. Tommy likes to create a storyline and stick with it and try to like continuously reinforce it. Or at least this is what I've picked up from the few things that we have about Tommy. So there's that. So I don't, is it bothering Tommy? I have no idea. Maybe. Doesn't seem to really bother her too much because she hasn't dumped your ass and run for the hills yet. So here we are for that. Is it affecting your mental health? I don't know, because I have no idea what your actual mental health is. Because everything you say about your mental health is, there's no way to prove if it's actually true. There's a lot of reasons to believe that it's not, including your past behavior and your past lies. So I don't know, man. When you say you're going through your mentals, I don't know. Really, honestly. I mean, yeah, I can sometimes tell when you're a little down or when you're a little, because you get a little lethargic here and there when you're talking. And I'm like, okay, I think maybe she's in a down period because everybody has them. I'm willing to believe you do too. But is this truly affecting your mentals? I think what is affecting your mentals is the fact that people won't let it go, even though you keep going, guys, it's not true.
And he actively knows that.
So does every other reaction channel.
Still continues to do it. He has zero regards to my feelings at all.
And you have no regards for his. So it's a tit for tat situation. What did you say? I don't think he can find his sympathy bone.
I even flat out said multiple times that this whole subject causes my mental health to be worse than ever. So
okay.
That is just simply two small examples of...
You say that about everything, though. This is causing my mentals to be so bad. This is causing your mentals to be worse than when wifey dumped your ass in Oklahoma and ran for the hills? Really?
What I mean? And like the big grand scheme of things. Like this has been going on for years and I have taken it for years.
You kick back. You lash out pretty frequently, girlfriend. So no, you haven't silently sat here and taken this shit for years. So no.
Like I could have a whole list of things.
Please do.
That he has either mocked me for, made fun of me for, judged me for, has been insensitive about, etc., etc.
Okay, yeah, maybe you could. But you could do that for literally every reaction channel out here. So why is Zachary special? Why did you pick Zachary out of the lineup to go after? Because on top of all of those things that you say, Zachary is one of the few reaction channels that will stand up for you. So why did you pick the one channel that will occasionally stand up for you and occasionally say, hey, Amber's right? Why did you pick the one channel that is the closest thing to an ally you have within the reaction community? Why did you pick that channel to go be so incredibly nasty to? Right? Going after Jordy makes sense because, yes, Jordy's a bit rough. More than a little. Going after Karina makes sense. Karina has no time for your shit and you don't like it. Going after me would have made sense because, yeah, I do defend you, but not nearly as much as Zachary. So why is Zachary the one you decided to go after? Huh? That's what I would like to know. What inside your little Swiss cheese brain made you go, oh, I should go pick on the one guy who actually supports me on the other, every other now and then. I should go after that guy. I should burn all bridges, like every bridge I've ever had. I should just make sure that they are completely reduced to ash and then act like a victim about it.
That has been mental health related, but him and his audience has not gave a fuck. I'm not going to sit here and deny that what I said wasn't distasteful because
you kind of are, though. You really kind of are.
Because it genuinely was. But I have been low-key made fun of his whole YouTube career.
You have been made fun of by literally every reaction channel that reacts to you. So what makes Zachary Michael special? Riddle me this, Batman.
And it's so low-key that, like, he gets away with it. But even channels that are, like, high-key about it, they still get away with it, too. Like,
okay, so you are going to address that for a split second.
Like, a good example of that is, like, me calling Jordy pale. Like, everyone was so mad about it, or, like...
Because it was hypocritical. You called Jordy a pale-ass basement-dwelling troglodyte, to which everyone was like, when was the last time you saw the sun? Like... If you're gonna go after people, don't go after people for the same shit that you do. It would be like going after Jordy and being like, Jordy likes buzzballs. Yes, so do you. Jordy vapes. Uh-huh. And what's that in your hand? Like, girl, you're very bad at this. Did you know?
Like the fact that I said that he lives in his mom's basement, which I have no idea if that's a thing. People are like, well, it's a good thing that he lives with his mom and dad. I don't know if he does.
Does Jordy actually live with his mom? I have no idea. I just assumed that was her being an ass.
But everyone had like every like great excuse under the sun for the reason why he lives in his mom's basement. But yet me getting into...
Does Jordy actually live in his mom's basement? Because that's actually kind of funny.
My mom's car, because I don't drive, is like a horrendous thing. But yet me living with girlfriends is like a horrendous thing because I can't live on my own and this and that. But it's like people will make excuses for these reaction channels while literally looking down upon me constantly.
Because the difference is let's pretend Jordy does actually live in his mom's basement. Jordy has two functioning legs and functioning knees as far as I'm aware. And I'm pretty sure Jordy could drive if he has a driver's license and a car. I don't know if he does or not. I know some people live places where they don't need to drive. So they don't, which I'm mildly jealous about. But I'm from the Midwest. We all drive because there's no such thing as public transportation. You're going to ride the what? The bus. Why? Are you broke? What's wrong with you? I'm going to walk. You're going to what? I'm going to walk. Why? Is your car broke? Anyway. So my thing is, Jordy has the ability to like leave his own basement, get in his own car, drive himself to wherever he wants to go, anytime he wants to go there. And as far as I know, is not dependent on other people taking care of him because he is incapable of taking care of himself in various ways. Unlike you, who can't drive yourself, don't have a driver's license, do have to depend on other people coming over and going out of their way to take you places. I mean, yeah, you could call Uber, but you're still being reliant on other people driving you for the same reasons. It's not like you're calling Uber because you don't want to drive, but you could. you can't drive, and you've put yourself in that situation. It's not like there's something stopping you from driving other than you're 600 pounds and won't fit behind the wheel of a car. Anyway.
But anyways, back to Zach. His response to me was like a misogynistic rant of
you really are going to do this. All right, go.
nothing but like curse words, and just, it was horrible. It was like verbally abusive.
So if I call you a bitch, is it still misogynistic? Are we still being misogynistic if I call you a bitch and point out that you are being bitchy? Like, am I being misogynistic? Because I'm female. So, and you are also female. So, is it misogynistic if I do that to you? Or is it only misogynistic because Zachary is male passing? No, you don't get to play. You don't get to play the woman card. You don't. I'm sorry. No, I'm revoking your rights to play the woman card here.
If I did that, which I have never done that, people would be like, oh, that's her true colors.
You've never been misogynistic? Do I need to point out multiple times when you actually were?
There it is. But Zach is being rewarded for this, which is crazy to me. And I feel like it gets even worse than that. He literally went onto Twitch and brought violence into the mix.
I can't wait for this.
Whether he was joking or not, that is not okay to joke about. It truly makes me feel unsafe, and not in the way of like, oh, I firmly believe he's going to come and like hurt me physically, but I no longer feel safe in this corner of the internet. Like this.
Okay, I can't speak to this because I don't know what happened, but if somebody does in the comment section, please enlighten me. I find it very difficult to believe that Zachary threatened physical violence on Amber. Do I think it's impossible? No. Might he have been joking? Possibly. But again, I don't know the situation, so I don't know. Could he have coughed at the wrong moment and Amber decided to interpret that as a threat? Yes, that is entirely possible. Could he have done literally nothing except exist and play a video game, and she's interpreting the violence in the video game as a threat of violence against herself? Yes, I could believe that. So let me know down in the comments section down below what exactly happened here, because I don't know, and I don't really feel like digging for it, because I just don't. There's a lot of Zachary Michael stuff to go through. The door is open. You don't need to come through the window. No. He's mad that he can't get into the bedroom. So he's sitting outside the bedroom window crying because he wants to crawl in through the window so that he can continue to annoy me because I threw him out of the room. Anyway. This is the exit strategy 28. Give your rivals enough rope to hang themselves. She is trying to say that Zachary came back at her with a response that was, quote, misogynistic, verbally abusive, and how he joked about, quote, violence. I need context for this, but here we are. Normally, in a given situation, this would be enough rope to hang someone with. However, it's Amber. So, but the other thing that she is doing here is taking something that may not even be that big of a deal, and she's trying to twist it into the most, emotionally charged words that she can. Abusive, misogynistic, violence. And she's saying all of that is directed at her. Once again, a poor innocent woman on the internet. You'll notice that in this moment right now, though, going back, trying to be serious here for a minute, you will notice that going back on all of this, she is not using examples. She's not using words that he has said. She's not using phrases that were said. She's not recounting quotes from him. She's just going and saying, he was being misogynistic. Okay, how? What did he say specifically that was misogynistic? She's saying he was being abusive. How? What exactly was he saying that was being abusive? He was threatening violence against me. I really need you to clarify that one. Like, really need you to clarify that one, because this is beginning to sound like Casey 2.0, only you're going after Zachary Michael now. And it didn't work out real well for you when you went after Casey. I don't think it's going to work any better for you going after Zachary Michael like this. I haven't read the comments section yet, but I'm kind of interested to this time. But because she's not using direct anything about it, that is what makes it so vague, and it allows her so much wiggle room should she need it, right? She has the ability to walk shit back now, or she thinks she does, because she doesn't say anything definitively. Like, I have been giving direct examples here and there of times when Amber did the things that she's accusing Zachary Michael of, right? Because it's important to have context. She's not doing the same. She is purposefully keeping it vague. She is making vague accusations against Zachary Michael in a way that, again, straw argument. So she's created a straw argument of Zachary Michael. She's now making vague accusations against Zachary Michael using emotionally charged words like abusive, violence, misogyny, right? And the hope here is to A, grab hold of the narrative and get a real firm grip on it. B, paint Zachary Michael as being the villain. The villain, right? And ABC, making herself look, again, poor innocent me. Everyone on the internet is so mean to me, and I just don't know why. Why is everybody so mean to me? Other people do the things I do, and nobody gets mad at them. Why is everybody mad at me? Sweetheart, when other women on the internet make real accusations, legitimate accusations against male YouTubers, you should see the fucking backlash. You are probably not getting anything like that. And you are making what I am currently considering false accusations. I can be very wrong. And if I am, I will revise this. Not in this video, but I'd probably take this video down and put up an apology, should I be proven wrong. I'm gonna need really solid proof, though. Because right now, all you are doing is vaguely saying that Zachary Michael said these things about you, and you're just defending yourself against the great and evil Zachary Michael. And there's no argument here. That's the other end of this. He can't defend him. Well, he can, and he probably will. Or he'll just ignore you, because that's probably the best thing to do. That there's really no defense against vague accusations, because there's no accusation to defend against, right? Zachary can't come up and be like, I didn't say that, because he doesn't know what he's being accused of saying. Same thing here. These weird, he threatened violence. I honestly can't say one way or the other, because I don't know what the threat was. I don't know the context of said threat, right? So maybe he did. I don't know. Probably not, because I'm just going off of Amber. Lies like she breathes. So honestly, right now, I'm kind of in limbo. Personally, I'm leaning more towards Zachary didn't do shit and Amber's making crap up. But there is a chance that Zachary did say something that was a threat of violence against Amber, right? So that possibility does exist, but since she is being so incredibly vague about it, I don't know, right? And I can't defend Michael. I cannot defend Zachary Michael because I don't know the context. And I don't know what he's being accused of, aside from threats of violence. Do you guys see what's going on here? This is how she's trying to control the narrative. By being vague, it gives her wiggle room, but it also allows her to use emotionally charged language to paint Zachary in the worst possible way in order to gain control over the public narrative and the public perception of the straw argument, the straw man that she has created, that she is calling Zachary Michael, not the actual individual Zachary Michael, who she does want you to go after, right? This is a call to arms also. Yeah, and this is also the last stand strategy 33, declaring victory. So she's going to crow here and declare victory by stating Zachary is the villain, and he is being applauded for his villainy. Villainy? Whatever. And she just doesn't know what else to say about it. It's just, you are all awful, horrible, no good, nasty people. And I am just so above every single one of you. Okay, why'd you bring it up then? But this is her. I have said my piece. There is nothing more to be said about it. I am disengaging. I am walking away from the conversation. I have had the final word, and there will be no more words about this. This is a strategy that Amber uses pretty regularly. When Amber is done talking about something, she's done. It doesn't matter if you bring it up. You can bring it up 1,000,000 times. She is done. It doesn't exist. You can talk about it all you want over in your little corner of the world, but in Amber's world, it doesn't. Nope, done. If you even bring it up, she'll just be like, meh, or she'll just ignore it outright. You can walk up to her and be like, hey, this thing that we were talking about. And just walk right past you, right? So this is a strategy that Amber uses pretty frequently.
This is my job, and it was my passion. It's truly just like,
girl,
like being ripped from me day by day by day.
Yes, it's everyone else's fault that you can't do your job.
I should be allowed on the internet without feeling unsafe. Now, because I said one thing about his mental health.
You've gone after Zachary Michael on more than one occasion, girlfriend.
Where literally in every single video, he has something to say about mine.
It's called a reaction. But
he now has made room to validate his insensitivities to my mental health, or just me as a person, as a full-ass person, as a human who is nuanced completely. So now he gets to be insensitive in like an exaggerated manner, instead of just the low-key manner that he has had this whole time during his career.
What has changed? So all through his career, however many years he's been reacting to you, he's been low-key mocking you and attacking you and coming after your mental health in a way that only you can perceive. The rest of us apparently are absolutely blind to. But now, because you attacked his mental health and he clapped back, now he can come after you high key? Is that the argument? Is that the argument you're making? That something has changed, that something has fundamentally changed, and now Zach doesn't have to be nice about it? Like, the fact that he was nice about it in the past, and probably will continue to do so, if he even talks about your ass, says a lot about Zachary's character, considering the other reaction channels around you. So, I'm not entirely sure the argument here, but you certainly think you made one. And I think the argument that you are making is that in the past, Zachary has been very quiet about his awful criticism about your mental health, but up to and including calling your girlfriend your emotional support feeder, very low key. But now that you started a fight, lost the fight, and he won, or you perceive that the audience has decided that he won, whatever. Doesn't even feel like that's the right word. Now you think that he will now come after you high key? Like you think he's going to be more aggressive about his attacks against you? Is that the argument? Again, she's being very vague. She's not making any concrete examples here. She's not pointing out any concrete, here, look at this example right here. This is what I'm talking about. She's not doing that, because as long as she keeps it vague, she doesn't have to fall back on anything. And if we call her on something, she can be like, I wasn't talking about that. Okay, what were you talking about? Oh, no, I don't. I need you to be like, well, he's just going to come after me high key now. All right. But that's what she's doing. And I think that's the argument she's trying to make.
This also just goes to
Excuse
show
me.
that no matter what I do, no matter what the reaction channels do, I will always be the villain and I will always be the bad guy.
That's not entirely true. It's just chances are you're probably going to fall on the villain side. I know that there's at least 1, 2, I think there's 3 times where I have personally come to your defense, unfortunately. And I have received flack for it, and that's fine. But because personally, I felt like it wasn't the thing that everybody was saying it was, right? So I personally have come to bat for you, at least on 3 occasions. I know Kicking Geese has come to bat for you on a few occasions. And I know Zachary has come to bat for you on at least the same 3 occasions that I came to bat for you for, because I watched his reactions in those instances because I wanted to know what he was saying. Because Zachary and I usually fall on the same side when it comes to these kind of things, right? So I'm always interested to see if we're still matching up. So I know that in the instances that I defended you, Zachary also defended you. So what does that tell you? That there have been, in the past year and a half, 3 times that we have legitimately seen reason to defend you. Only 3 times in the past year and a half have there been genuine moments where you needed to be defended and reaction channels stepped up and defended you. Never mind the fact that everybody was trying to not get you to date Tommy because they're terrified that Tommy's going to overfeed you, even though I don't think you give a crap. I think you like the fact that Tommy's a feeder. So I'm not warning you. Go for it. Live your best life. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Amber. Honestly, like, the fact that you cannot reflect on yourself deeply enough to understand why people find the things that you do and say reprehensible. That's a character flaw. That's a you problem. That's not a reaction channel problem, right? That is your inability to think about yourself any deeper than the tip of your nose. Like, you can't think about yourself further than this, right? Your world stops here. And that's a you problem, right? Because when push does come to shove, and there are legitimate times where we have been like, wow, that was too far. That was a bridge too far. We have said as much, right? And the fact that you can't recognize that also tells me a lot about how your world stops here, right? Anyway.
Zach's response to my one thing that I said about him, when he has said thousands and thousands and thousands of things about me that has hurt me, his response was abusive. It was
No, it wasn't.
cruel. It was mean.
No, it was none of those things. What you said to him was cruel and mean. And you claiming that you owned his ass, like you literally said, he needs me. And I think in the past you have said, I own you. That's abusive talk in my book, but...
And I have to sit back and like deal with that because of thousands of people agree that that's the way he should have responded to me, when I have never responded to any reaction channel in that way.
What is the quote? You are despectful pieces of shit. I don't remember the rest of it, but it does go on from there. Let's see, what else has been recent? Jordy. That's within the last month. You went after Alex because he took a break. So you actually went after Alex's mentals as well, just not as hard as you went after Zachary's. Who else have you gone after? Oh, not that I watch her anymore, but Narc Alert. This is a fucking Narc Alert, where we get the lovely comment, I'm trying to find my sympathy bone. Like, girl, there are quotes from you about how shittily you go after reaction channels. Like, it's fine if you have no sympathy for reaction channels. That's fine. I mean, yeah, you perceive us as being the enemy, and that's fine. Like, I get that part. And why should you be nice to your enemies? That's a you decision, right? But this is called hypocrisy. Just letting you know what it looks like in real time. You might want to save this part and replay it back.
And if I did, people would have attacked me for a lifetime.
People attack you anyway. What do you care?
I'm truly sickened, and like, it has made me look at Zach in a completely different way.
Zachary Michael is not your friend. Reaction channels are not your friend, Amber. This is why I talk about her parasocial relationships with her audience. Amber treats her viewers, and especially the male reaction channels, as if they are confidants and friends and that they have been BFFs forever and ever and ever. She texts them. She slips into their DMs. She tells them things, right? And she speaks to them in a manner that you would speak to a friend, right? None of these channels, Alex and Zachary Michael are the two that I can think of. I don't know so much about Jordy. But Alex and Zachary have both commented on how Amber used to text them a lot. She'd pop up in their lives. She would have full-on conversations with them. Zachary started like saving them because Amber would try to twist things after the fact. Nice friend you are, by the way. But these are things that Amber does because she perceives these channels as being her friends. And that's why when these kind of betrayals happen, I mentioned this one time when she was going after Alex a while back. But when especially Zachary and Alex, when they do something that she views as a betrayal, which this is something that she's viewing as a betrayal, it hurts her more than it would if, like, I don't know, random reaction channel X goes after her for the exact same shit, because other channels are going after her for the exact same shit, right? She doesn't care about them. It doesn't hit her radar because she's not emotionally invested in those reaction channels yet. She hasn't absorbed them and made them her friends yet, where she has done with Zachary and Alex. And so it hits her so much harder and so much more emotionally hard when they betray her by doing a reaction and calling her out. So there is that. But girl, at no point have they ever been your friends. I'm pretty sure they've probably told you that on multiple occasions. Zachary has shared DMs between you and him where he has told you the exact same thing in the DMs that he told you in his clapback clip. Go to therapy.
I constantly flip-flop with him, but I literally am sickened by this.
This sickens you?
This community has made it okay to attack one person and one person only and to literally silence them. And the minute they say one thing that might be distasteful among the thousands of things the other person has said.
You went after Zachary Michael out of the fucking blue. It made no sense. Still makes no goddamn sense why you picked Zachary Michael as the person you were going to attack that time. It's the same reason, like, Jordy makes some sense because you and Jordy were doing rounds before the Q&A. Because Jordy likes to poke the poo every now and then, and I don't know why, but he does. Right? And so you and Jordy having it out through the Q&A kind of makes sense, right? You still look like the idiot in the situation, but that's because the two of you cannot resist poking the poo. You just, like, went after Zach out of nowhere. Same thing with Alex. You just went after Alex for no apparent reason. And that's why everybody is coming after you on this, and harder than they were coming after you about Jordy. Because everybody understands why you and Jordy are having it out via the internet, right? Through the drama channels. Nobody could figure out why you went after Zach as hard as you did, right? I still don't understand why you went after Alex. You just didn't go after him as hard, right? So that's why everybody's reacting like they are to this, because nobody understands where the hell it came from. It's literally you woke up that morning and was like, I choose violence. To whom am I performing it? Ah, Zachary Michael. It makes no sense. Anyway.
It immediately made me the bad guy.
You are the bad guy.
And him the hero.
You're the bad guy. Do.
Simply stating one thing, while again, he states thousands and thousands and gets away with it constantly. Literally calls me a bitch. Literally.
Because you were a bitch.
He says, fuck you.
You deserved it! Why? Is that your declaration of violence? You deserved it.
Literally says he's gonna like use these hands or whatever, like insinuating violence.
That's your insinuation of violence? He flipped you off and said, I'm going to use these hands. I need to play it. I've seen the clip. I need to play it back. I don't remember him saying that, but I'm not saying he didn't. But that's your, okay. Okay. No. Now she's giving us specifics. Now we can look at the specific things because she's giving us specifics now. Do you know how many times somebody has said, we're going to throw hands? I don't even think he said that much. Like, you don't know what, no.
And everyone is okay with it. Like, it's not okay.
We're not okay with it. We're elated by it. It was fucking hilarious and you deserved it.
I know he's going to rebuttal and he's going to say, well, you've done this and you've done that and you've done this. And
I hope he doesn't, honestly. I really do. I hope he just drops it and just ignores the fuck out of you because that's exactly what this deserves. You are feeding off of the attention that you are getting by starting this fight. And maybe that's why you did it. Maybe you're just trying to stir the shit because your channel was boring and nothing really was going on and people were kind of over Tommy and it was clear that you're not going to do anything about your cat and it's clear that you don't give a shit about the cat missing anymore. So that all of that drama was kind of dying off. So maybe that's why you were like, I know, I'll go after, you went after Alex and you didn't get a lash back for it. So you decided to go after Jordy. Nobody's really that shocked that you went after Jordy because again, you and Jordy been going at it for a while now. But then you picked Zachary and that was just kind of like, the fuck? Like literally no one understands what's going on. And so that has generated more interaction with your channel than probably anything since like you said you were going to date a feeder. So I do hope that Zachary just basically drops this like a hot potato and walks away from it. Because that's the best response to you, to quit giving you attention, because that's what you're trying to get here.
And not take accountability for his words. I know that's what's going to happen.
What accountability does he need to take?
I know that's going to be his response because he has done this long enough. He knows what his audience wants. I don't really know what else to say about it, but I do want to end this vlog. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Nice. All right. I'm pretty sure this is longer than I want it to be. I don't really have anything else to say that I didn't say during the reaction. I really don't have anything else to say. Amber, for the most part of this video, was just kind of boring. She almost got meal planning down, almost figured that out. And then from like minute, I don't know, 6 onward, 5 or 6 onward, she decided that she was going to attack Zachary again and try to further her war with him, basically. Try to further her stance on why she is in the right and Zachary is in the wrong, even though she's completely missing it, as usual. And is also like completely blind to why people are upset with what she did with Zachary versus anything else, right? So here we are. All right, I unfortunately need to go feed my cats before they bust down my door and eat me. And so, yeah, if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave a perfume bottle. Is there a perfume bottle or like a little something perfume-esque? Because I've been staring at them this entire time. Go ahead and leave a perfumey icon thing down in the comments section. I don't know, get creative. And if there's more to this, let me know. Again, if I need to revise, I will. I can be wrong. There have been times where I was. So you guys let me know down in the comment section down below. I will revise as necessary, but I don't think I am. I don't think I will need to. And yeah, I will see everybody in the next one. Bye.
This is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.